Time for No Pad Sports Talk. Stay tuned as two brothers bring you the latest from your Michigan teams and beyond in hockey, baseball, football, and more. Let's get started. Here are your hosts, JD and Steve.
Welcome to another edition of No Pad Sports Talk. I am one of your hosts, and this is the other.
And we are here because it's day 2 of the draft.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we did not get an opportunity to come to you guys yesterday. Somebody was traveling.
What can you do?
Yeah. And so we want to talk about round 1 while we're working through rounds 2 and 3 here in Detroit. Detroit did set the single day record for attendance yesterday in day 1 with, like, I think they said 275,000 people showed up for the draft yesterday. So way to show up, Detroit.
And they're closing in on the record as well.
Yeah, because last year's 3-day total in Kansas City was just over 315,000. So in one day, we almost beat that. So take that, Kansas City.
Yeah, and but look, we got the draft starting in about 7 minutes, right, for day 2. So
yeah,
ultimately, since we didn't get a chance to talk about day 1, let's talk about day 1.
Day 1, right?
Yeah.
Let's just start with Detroit because that's near and dear to our heart, right?
Right.
So Detroit had the 29th pick. They made a trade up to 24. And they took Terrion Arnold from Alabama. And that's a guy that I think many projected to be a top 12, top 15 pick. And so I totally did not expect him to be down that far. And I think we're getting a great player. Obviously Nick Saban coached him.
Right.
And Nick Saban worked a lot with the DBs. So he really knows the player that we're getting and talked really highly of him. And then just talked about the idea of having him and Branch back together in the backfield. It was a great pick for where we were at. We did have to give up our third round pick. So today we only have a pick 29 in the second round.
As of now.
As of right now.
As of now. And I did read there was a lot of people that were a little upset that they got rid of their third round draft pick. I mean,
and when we understood that, like when it first happened, like you messaged me and was like, I don't know about the third round pick, right?
Well, like the player.
But yeah, absolutely. We wanted the player. But the third round pick, because now we are about 160 draft picks or something. I think we calculated it last night.
Between our second
and our fifth round pick, right?
Yeah.
So that is a lot of talent that is going to slip away.
And this draft is full of talent.
Yeah. I mean, 7 receivers went last night, 6 quarterbacks in the top 12 picks.
Yeah.
Right? Never happened before, right?
No.
9 linemen, I think is what it was, offensive linemen, right? So just offensively, it was 23 offensive picks in the first round, which is also a record. So Detroit is just setting records all over the place, right? And the cool thing about the kickoff here in Detroit was, they had the legends and some current players come out. We have our new $100 million receiver showed up, Mr. St. Brown, which, And
he got the crowd chanting, Jared Goff.
Yeah. So we had Aiden Hutchinson out there, and then we had some of the legends, right?
Yeah,
Megatron.
Yeah, Barry
Sanders. And they all got introduced or kicked off by, Detroit's own Eminem. I shouldn't say Detroit's own, but Michigan's own, because, I know he didn't grow up in Detroit, but he's not been around Detroit.
Right.
So Eminem was out there. I did feel a little bad for the commissioner. I'm not a huge commissioner fan, but he did recently have back surgery, and the offensive lineman that came out, I can't remember what the pick was, and just snagged him.
Yeah,
right?
just carried
Picked him up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the commission's got to be on something.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I feel like he'd been injected. He was ready for, because most guys went out there and they took it easy. I mean, you could see they were giving him like secure hugs, right?
Right.
But, overall, I really like the pick. It's like I told you yesterday, I think it's our 4th Alabama player that we've selected in the first 2 rounds in the last 3 years, right?
Yeah.
And why do you think that happens? Why do so many Alabama players get selected, right? And it really comes down to the fact that Alabama is a pro system. They just are a factory for NFL talent, and it's exciting to see them come out and play. Most of those players, minus the quarterback position, right, can come out and they're day 1 starters, and they're going to be, they can help your team from the beginning.
Well, they're well coached.
They are.
So yeah, they're coached to be pros almost from day 1. They set up foot on campus.
Yep.
And so not only does Alabama attract nationwide talent,
correct,
but they're well coached. So yeah, that makes a difference.
Yeah. And so I was very excited about that. So recap, like the quarterbacks, right? 6 in the top 12.
6 in the top 12.
Right?
Yeah.
He had 3 in a row, top 3 picks, which is like the 5th time, I think, that's happened, right? So
there's your Washington Commander fans.
There's my Washington Commander fans. And we got Jaden Daniels. I'm hoping for the best with this guy. Like, he has a lot of talent. He didn't play on a very good team last year. I told you this. But he was the leader on that team, and he actually lifted them. Like the 7 wins that they got, that's him making the team better, right? He counted for 50 touchdowns last year. I mean, you just this guy is, he's dynamic, and I think he's going to be a heck of a talent at the next level, and he's going to be, offensive coordinator out there now is Cliff Kingsbury,
right?
Who's had some experience working with quarterbacks of that nature, to have his skill set. So I'm really excited to see that matchup. So that was cool to see. He was number 2 pick. Caleb Williams, the presumptive number 1,
right?
Went number 1.
Went number 1.
Again, we all know he's talented, right? He really is. And he's got a lot of talent on that team, right? They also, the Bears also took Rome Odunze, and I'm
trying to get this out of our face, guys. Sorry about that, but it's just the way the camera sits and everything else. It's just kind of in the way.
Can we slide the camera to the left? And then turn it so it's back out of the way a little bit, like that. Is that better?
It's better, I guess. Yeah, I think that'd be better.
I think that's good. But, Chicago also picked up Rome Odunze to put in that receiver room, right?
Yeah.
With some veteran receivers that are already there. They went out and got DeAndre Swift and brought Swift in, as a running back. So the great thing about this is that he's got people around him. He's not going to a bad football team when you get the number 1 pick, right?
Well, that's true. Yeah,
he's got to work on his maturity, I think. He's got to realize that he has something to learn, and that he's not. I would say you're not going to be the smartest guy in the room, and you might not even be the most talented guy in the room.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Not the NFL, right?
Yeah.
So I think the sooner that he understands that and takes that in, the better. My guy, J.J. McCarthy, got selected to go to the Vikings, and they did an interview it was his press conference. They were introducing him to Minnesota, and he was not only was he talking about the receiving core and calling him out by name, he was calling out the linemen by name, right? Like already creating a relationship, and he hasn't even met these guys yet, right? So to me, that's a consummate professional, right? I think he was well coached,
Sure,
right? So,
but it shows you his preparation.
yes,
You know, right? Like, because obviously we know that he's going to prepare for games, but I mean, like the guy's also preparing for the draft, and I bet you those aren't the only names he had memorized.
Oh, absolutely,
right?
not.
Because he didn't know he was going to go.
Yeah,
I mean, of course, everybody assumed it was going to be Minnesota, but again, I mean, you didn't really know, right?
and think about who he gets to throw to,
Oh yeah,
right? Justin Jefferson,
one of the best in the NFL.
The kid from USC last year, Jordan Addison.
Oh yeah,
right? I mean, you got the tight end that came Hawkinson's out there. You know, the running game.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, it's a solid team.
it's a solid team, and then defensively,
Minnesota, the NFC North is actually a very tough division.
Tough division.
Yes. You know, I mean, Chicago got, you can sit there and say Chicago got better all around.
Yeah.
You know, their defense was already playoff caliber. Now you added all those offensive weapons.
Correct.
And again, you talk about Caleb Williams, but let's just give him the benefit of the doubt, right? Like if he plays well for a rookie, not well overall, just well for a rookie.
Well for a rookie.
That's going to be a much improved team, especially in offense, right?
Yep.
Minnesota looks like they're going to be a much improved team.
Mm-hmm.
They won some surprising games when they were changing the quarterbacks every other week.
Yep.
And then
the Packers
made Green Bay.
So Green Bay is going to be Green Bay.
Yeah.
I think, right? And actually, we heard some announcers say, well, you know, Chicago got better, Vikings got better, Green Bay is going to be Green Bay, and Detroit's going to be Detroit. And we looked at each other and was like,
at the same time,
when have they ever said Detroit is going to be Detroit?
In a complimentary way.
Not like the 0-16.
Oh,
Detroit's going to be Detroit.
You ain't got to worry about them. Like
right.
Detroit's Detroit. You know, no, this is that was nice.
It was actually really cool to have that on your side, kind of thing. So it doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't happen.
So I was excited to see that, hear that, but again, it's going to be a really tough division, right? I did see, there were some. We talk about the Packers. I don't know that they're extremely happy with their pick, like the fans and like some of the other,
Oh yeah.
And because I don't think it was It wasn't a flashy pick.
But those are sometimes the best picks. Like
sometimes those are the best picks.
We've had these conversations over and over again, and I made the comment multiple times that one of the reasons why running backs aren't really getting paid large amounts of money on their second contract is because, again, it's a salary cap. You only have certain people you can pay.
Yep.
So, like, would you rather pay a running back, or would you rather invest that money into an offensive line that has the duty to not only run block for the running back, but also pass block and keep your quarterback clean?
Right.
I mean, and then you think about how many running backs are coming out of college every single year. Yep. So if you invest in and people say it all the time, but I don't think they put one-on-one together. Like people say it all the time, if you have a great run blocking offensive line, anybody can run behind that line.
Yeah.
So why would you invest a ton of money into a running back when, again, quote unquote, anybody can run behind a good offensive line?
Yep.
So again, it's not flashy, but
because you could say that about used to be said about Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders would have more yards if he was running behind the Dallas Cowboys line.
Yeah, the Cowboys, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's true, but Detroit's offensive line at that time was built around how Barry Sanders ran.
Well, they had two Pro Bowls in Kevin Glover and Lomas Brown.
Yeah.
Look, the offensive line was not a terrible offensive line.
We were not. No. But you have to be able to block a certain way for Barry Sanders' type of run, right? You just have to go out and maintain your block.
Right.
Right? You just put a hat on a hat and you stay that way, hat on a hat.
Because you never know when he's going to reverse.
Exactly. So you hear the whistle, then you can let your block go. That's kind of how it works. So here we go. Commission's out.
Yeah.
The boo birds are happening.
We're gonna get day 2 started here. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really know if people really want to listen to him, talking about like what, like you don't really want commentary, right?
Right.
But there we go.
That's right.
100,000.
100,000. We were within 100,000.
That's gonna happen tomorrow. There's no doubt about it. They're gonna get 100,000 people tomorrow.
Absolutely. And that's, I don't know if yeah. That's easy.
Here on this stage, we have 32 current NFL players and legends who will announce the next generation of players. Also,
that's interesting.
Stage, we have 32 youth flag football players participating in the NFL Flag Regional Tournament here in Detroit this weekend.
So,
thank you all for being representing our game.
One of the things we're talking about for the Lions, just in general, is like what's got to be next for them. Where do they got to focus at? And look, I want them to focus on best player available at this point. I think that the only position I want them to ignore is quarterback, because we got Hendon Hooker as well as Jared Goff.
Correct.
So I want to ignore. Everybody's cheering now.
Come on down, guys. Go blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, JJ.
That's right, JJ.
So
that's awesome.
There we go.
Carrying out the trophy.
Hey, and these guys were at Tiger Stadium, or I said Tiger Stadium, Comerica Park today to watch the Tigers game.
Yeah.
So here we go, the national champs.
Yeah, we were watching that baseball game.
Yeah,
which
was a good game into the eighth inning. 1-0 going into the eighth.
Yeah.
Olsen had a good outing.
Olsen did good.
Right, he battled through some some tough spots, but yeah, man, just
Olsen's been impressive this year so far.
Yeah.
And that's why I was saying, like, you can't always go by wins loss record. His wins loss record's 0-3, but look at today. Today's a perfect example of why you can't always go by wins and losses.
Exactly.
He gave up one run. There was no offense on the Tiger side.
And I think he had 8 Ks and 3 walks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's in 7 innings. That's a good game.
It's a good game.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to strike everybody out. He put the ball in play, and his defense was out there to help him.
I mean, as far as starters go, like, you want your starter to average 1 strikeout per inning.
Yeah.
And he was doing more than that. So
he was. Right? So, Michigan leaders and best.
Yeah.
Hail
to the victory.
Let's go. Let's go.
It's cool for them guys too. To be
it is absolutely right.
Yeah.
There's Coach Sharon Moore.
Yeah, that's cool for them too. All right. Now officially open.
Buffalo Bills are on the clock.
Are on the clock. Let's get it going. Let's get to our Lions. Look, we know, going back to what we were saying earlier on before all this festivities happened, was I'm looking for them to get best player available, ignore the quarterback position. Yeah. But, I'm really hoping they can address the defensive end position right now. I know they've made improvements already on the defensive line, but I want more, right?
I would love to get somebody that can complement
Aiden Hutchinson,
right?
Someone with his type of work ethic and relentless motor.
Yes.
That's what I'm hoping for. And again, there's plenty of people out there that can do that, right? I mean,
because so many offensive players went in the first round, all of those great defenders slid down into the second round. I mean,
Terry
Cooper DeJean,
right?
The kid from Alabama, the other edge rusher.
Oh, Broswell.
Like they're well, why he might not have been a first round pick. Like There's just a lot of
There's
talent.
a lot of talent.
A lot of talent.
This draft class is just stacked, I believe, and we've been saying that since the very beginning.
Yeah,
We think this
I-
draft class is stacked.
I was scrolling through the best remaining players last night after the round one, and I'm like, these guys, there were some of these that were picked like going round one, right? A lot of the first 30 were, had at some point had been selected to go into round one by some of our mock draft people.
That's,
And I don't think anybody in Detroit ever thought, we'd be at 24 be able to get a defensive back of Arnold's caliber.
well, let's just say, in a lot of people's opinions, the best cornerback available.
Correct.
When you're drafting that low and you get the best player available at any position, right?
Yes.
Number one player, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But especially at a premium position as cornerback.
Yeah. And he's that guy that can go, he's going to be your outside guy, right?
Yeah.
He could actually fight and be, for that number one DB, right? So, Buffalo has probably been taking phone calls all day. And hey, what's it going to take if we want to move up, blah, blah, blah.
Well, they said they were looking to.
Buffalo already moved down completely out of the first round, right? They moved down. They traded with Kansas City, went to 32, and then Carolina moved up, took that 32, moved up one spot.
So let's see. According to Bleacher Report, they got Kool-Aid McKinstry as their best available right now.
Yep.
But they got the Drazan Newton, Keon Coleman, Jackson Powers Johnson, Zach Frazier, Cooper DeJean, Tyler Nubin, Cooper Beebe.
Yep. Again, a lot of offensive linemen, a lot of defensive backs.
Yep.
Right? Not so much on the edge side as I'm looking at some of this, but the DBs and offensive linemen are just ridiculously deep.
Well, see, I always thought that the value positions for defensive end was going to be in the third round, and now we're not going to get that third round pick. So
yeah,
I mentioned earlier to you that I think the third round is going to be a key round for Detroit, and I'd love to see them somehow move back up into the third round for this draft, because I think if you think about like a lot of the defensive ends that may be available in the third round, like Braylon Trice, Jonah Ellis, just to name a couple. Plus, you got that Western Michigan guy,
Marshawn
Nealon, and Chris Broswell.
Right.
Like there's a lot that's going to be available in the third round,
including Jeremiah Trotter,
including some linebackers like Jeremiah Trotter, yes, and some defensive linemen like Michael Hall Jr. out of
right. They had a lot of great things to
Jenkins.
say about him. Yep.
I mean, look, there's so many good players on the board right now. Peyton Wilson, I mentioned him. I really like him as a linebacking prospect. But look, we gotta get it. And then Brendan Rice. I mean, we did a lot of pre-draft shows, and I was always pretty high on Brendan Rice as far as like a wide receiver prospect, especially again in the third round.
So I am. So with Buffalo on the clock outlook, their pick is in, so it looks like they
did not trade.
They did not trade. So I'm gonna say they're gonna go wide receiver.
That would make sense
because they got they lost their guy in the offseason. And so I'm gonna say they're gonna take Mitchell from Texas. He's got size, he's got speed. I think he can play that slot for you. So he's at the 6. I think Mitchell was he 6'1" or 6'3". I forget. And so, like I said, I think that's the guy you're gonna get. I know he's like 221, but he still ran like a 4.3. So we'll see, and that's what they're saying too, is that he's going to be a Adonai Mitchell, 6'4", right? So with that size, to me, and the speed that he showed, I could definitely see that's a great pick for Buffalo if that's where they go.
Well, let's see. Get ready to announce it.
And you want to talk about some true fans of Buffalo, right? Talk about going out and digging out their stadium so they go sit.
Oh, they got Coleman.
They took Coleman. They did take a receiver, just not the one I was expecting.
Yep.
Same size though. Look at it. 6'3" and a quarter and 213. I would say, but the speed wise, he's at a 4.6, where Mitchell was running in the 4.4s or 4.3, 4.39. So, but again, 40 speed to me, while I can understand people looking at that like flat speed, I look at game speed.
That's what matters,
right?
Yep, 100%.
So, look at that.
That's a nice catch.
That's what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
He's got a great radius. Well, look at his body control. That's a good pick. Josh Allen's is happy. So that's going to be cool. Like to see that. Because I like Josh Allen. I think he gets a bad rap because when the team doesn't win a playoff, it's his fault, right? And there's so many other things that happen. Which Mike Williams?
Not that one.
Not that one, right?
Not that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
the one out in the San Diego.
It's a good one from San Diego.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
What?
I don't know. I think our mama's had too much to drink because she's practicing her drunk driving test.
I mean, why are you trying to measure something?
She's walking.
It's not a straight line.
Your hands are supposed to be straight out. You're supposed to be looking straight out to the front. You can't look down. So, Chargers. There's a trade.
Who's coming up?
Did Chargers just trade in?
Yeah, because Patriots were on the clock.
Who was? Patriots were on the clock. That's right. Here we go. Mr. Harbaugh, let's go, coach. Now, do they go get?
I'm thinking Mitchell. They do. I'm thinking they do.
And bring it in. Now they picked up tackle.
So they got this pick and the 5th round pick for the 37th pick, and so they basically swapped 34 and 37 and 4th and 5th round.
4th and 5th round. Yep. So that's what I was going to sit here and say just before. What's this thing? Not shut there. Anyway, do they go in another offensive line or do they go defensive line?
I don't know. What do they have for weapons now?
They lost Keenan Allen,
right?
So another receiver out there would be good, right?
But you know that Harbaugh wants to run the ball.
Harbaugh does want to run the ball, so that's why I'm thinking you do go offensive guard. You get somebody on the inside to go next to Joe Alt for another 10 years, where they're playing side by side. Yeah, well,
I'm just curious. I don't know. The more I think about it, I'm thinking offensive line makes more sense. But
yeah, they got plenty of guards. Right there, BB.
But again, why would you trade up like a few picks when there's so many good interior offensive linemen?
I know.
Jackson Powers Johnson.
That to me, that would be yep.
Let's see what they got. They got
The Chargers select Ladd McConkey.
Wow, they
Receiver.
did go receiver. I did not expect McConkey here, but
No,
all right. But hey, it's Georgia.
it's right.
I'm sure that Harbaugh knows Georgia pretty well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Quick look at that 40 time. And again, I'm not saying
4.39,
he's 4.39. He's basically 6 feet tall. 186. So he could be a good slot guy. To go out there with Mike Williams.
That's interesting because he didn't have a ton of production, but
but you got to look at what he can do. Look at that.
like Wes Welker.
Kind of, right?
That's kind of what I'm seeing here.
He's a little bigger than that. But
Yeah, a little bigger, but I mean, he could technically be on the outside.
yeah,
but
look what they got. I mean, did Mike Williams not stay?
no.
So he's gone too.
Yeah. Yeah, did they trade him to like Minnesota, Chicago, or something? I thought he came to.
Keenan Allen went out to Chicago.
Oh, Minnesota.
All right, so not what I was expecting, but receiver they did give it. They got Herbert, another weapon.
Yeah, they did. All right, so now we got who's after?
Look at that, 4 straight receivers.
Wow,
That's how deep this class is.
and there's still good receivers on the board too. Talk about.
Yeah.
When I said in the preview show that last night, end of the first round, there were a ton of calls about trading up and trading back to some wide receiver. This is what I mean. These guys are going to be compared against each other. As much as you're going to see neighbors,
Another trade. Falcons.
5 receivers and about 8 picks. How do they turn out in pros?
This will be interesting. Here's where I think I don't. Do they get a receiver?
No, they're gonna go quarterback.
Quarterback. Yeah.
It's a quarterback.
Yeah. Here's the Spencer Rattler pick. Just kidding. Where do you go? DB? Do you go? Like these second and third round picks are tough.
So
when you're,
they
making that
move
selection.
from 43 to 35. They give up a third and get back a 6th.
Because that was pick. That's a lot of picks. 8 picks up.
Yeah.
That would have been a.
That was my. He was my favorite.
I know he was. I know.
Like I'm happy with who we got, but I'm just saying. Like
So, who do you have to move up to? Who do you have to jump to get the player that you think someone else is going to take?
So this is what I'm hoping for right now. We were seeing all these trades happening. I want Lions to trade back just to try to pick up
Like a third and a fourth. It would be great to get both, right?
Mhm.
To get a 3 and a 4 to kind of fill that void, it would be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a late second, trade into the early third, and maybe get an early 4th as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be good. So we do have Drake London. So they got Bijan, they got Drake, they have the tight end. I can't think of his name right now. That they drafted in the first round a couple of years ago. Who did not get used very well.
No, it was terrible.
Right? So, I mean, do you try to protect Kirk Cousins, right?
So it's got to either be an offensive lineman or a defensive pick. That's what I'd say.
Right.
now.
I mean, look at the receiver. They brought in 3 receivers, so I can't imagine they're going to bring in a rookie receiver. I mean, right?
See, they're talking Trice and Nealon already coming up.
Yeah.
Well, it's time for the bad moon to rise over this Michigan State's finest, Andre
I thought he looked. I looked for. He was on the stage. And he had his phone on. I was looking at that dude, and I'm like, I know him.
I know. I was thinking the same thing.
God, he made us look bad when he was with Michigan State.
All right. Who'd you try not to get?
Interior lineman, offense.
Maybe. And it's going to be. Oh,
they went defensive tackle. 6'4", 294. He's a slender guy, but he's got a quick step.
A row.
Oh,
He said Scooby Doo.
dude.
That's gonna
That's
stick.
gonna
now.
stick.
That's what it is.
We just call him
Scooby Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
That's great.
Oh man.
Shuggy.
Yep. Well. That's gonna be awesome. I'm telling you, that's sticking. Can't be the first time somebody said that,
Can't be.
right?
I mean, we don't watch Clemson football, but
No.
it can't be.
Not be the first time, right?
Well,
So now New England's on.
no, Washington.
Washington's on.
Yeah, your Commander's now on the clock.
All right. Well, we got our quarterback. I like Robinson, our running back. We got Scary Terry.
Yeah. But they gave up a lot of defense, right? Their defense was really costing them.
Yeah. So, what do we do? What do my Commanders do? Try to put something out here.
Shuggy.
Yeah. Who would I want? I'm always a trenches guy. Even though I love playing receiver. So I'm thinking interior offensive line or defensive line. I think Michael Hall is a guy that you might see. Some people might. It might be early for him, but
It looks like it could be early for him. I think he was projected as a third.
so we're gonna find out here real soon.
Let's see. So interior.
tackles, interior defenders.
Let's see.
He's
Newton. So yeah, he's still there, but
Yeah, Newton's still
but
there.
he's only his size.
I'm
right?
thinking about height wise. Yeah,
Fisk is 6'5", 297. Jenkins 6'3", 305.
yeah, he's gonna plug a hole.
There's a Roro, 6'4", 295. There's
Yeah.
Michael Hall,
Yeah,
6'2", 280. And again, according to PFF, they got him ranked number 107 total.
yeah. So that's down there. So here at 36, let's scroll up, see what you had.
That's it.
Oh, look, PFF, they got Byron Murphy is still there.
No, he
No.
was drafted last.
Oh, he got
this year.
drafted. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but there is Newton,
Newton,
Fisk,
Fisk.
Jenkins. I don't know. Like, I am not a homer, but I like Jenkins.
yeah.
I can't help it.
So, what's that? How many Michigan players get drafted tonight?
5.
5. I'm gonna go with
5.
6. Gonna go with 6. So 7 players in the first 3 rounds for Michigan this year. Coach is on the phone talking to his guy. Looks good in the suit. I thought Dan Quinn, I didn't think he'd show up in the suit. I thought he'd be, All right, haven't won a playoff game since 2005. Great thing is this is a brand new regime from the owner and the coaching staff. So this is a new era in Commanders football. So I am, and as bad as our teams look, Terry McLaughlin's still a 1,000-yard receiver in the last 4 years, right?
Yeah, Aurora was, let's say that, by the way, 62. So he was the first one outside the top 53. Interesting. And then traded up to go get him. All right, so let's
See, they're even talking about, it's not about where the guys are, You got to just. Oh, Darrell Green! I bet he could still get out there and put down a 4-4.
I was going to say the same. Huh.
Man, I wanted to be. That was my favorite player.
I know. I remember it as a kid.
Yeah.
You just talked about him all the time.
All the time. Oh, I got to get me a Darrell Green. Absolutely.
Ah, there it is.
There we go.
There's the jersey. It's like he's being drafted all over again.
I got drafted again.
Yeah.
Love Darrell Green.
Is he going to put it on?
Heck yeah, you're going to put that on. They just take my stuff, man. They just, whatever we say, they turn around and say it. Oh, he's talking about running the 40s. He can beat me running backwards. I love it.
Classic. Classic.
Yep, that was always him. That's just him.
Detroit, can I just say something to the DMV, the Washington area, and these guys? DMV, and you guys, it's on, y'all. We got Jada last night, and we're about to get back to work.
Let's go. Cooper DeJean.
I'm thinking offensive lineman now.
They went defensive line.
Yeah.
All right.
They went trenches, though.
Yep. That's a big boy right there. Welcome to the team, young man. Welcome to the team.
chance against him. If they're one-on-one, you don't stand a chance. They had to help them at the collegiate level.
6'2", almost 304.
Yeah.
Man, he is. Look at the swim move
That
for
was
this
a
guy.
great swim move.
Holy cow, from a defensive tackle. And look at he's that came off the edge.
It looks quick.
Yeah.
Let him chase him down.
Yeah, right?
Chase him to the sideline and beat him there.
Well, we got rid of a bunch too last year. We traded a couple of guys. So Bobby Wagner's back, a little veteran presence in the linebacker.
Wagner's he's still got lots of.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're looking good. All right, Commanders.
Oh,
Let's
Patriots made a pick now.
Yeah. First season since 1999 without Bill Belichick.
I know, like
we'll talk about new era, right?
In a way, I just want them to keep losing.
I'm sure he does too.
I'm glad they're having fun with it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Come out there and work with the
Yeah.
fans that are out there. Because it's what we're there for, right? You know, they have that job because we're out there to watch them.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay.
That's a second Washington receiver
Yeah.
because Odunze went in the first round.
Yeah.
So 37 picks, 2 receivers from Washington.
But let's look at PFF because I don't think he was ranked all that high.
I thought he was ranked pretty high. Well, no, 48.
48.
You know,
There's that Pearsall.
yeah,
There's Legette. So he's right ahead of Legette.
worthy.
All right.
So you know, who they got throwing to him? Oh yeah, they got Drake May. Jacoby Brissett, I think, went back there though.
I think he did. Yeah.
So, and I like Brissett.
I know.
You know, I think he's a good quarterback. You know, if you get the right system for him, you get the players around him. I think he's definitely. You know, Drake May won't have to play. You know, and you could see that last year when he was with the Commanders and he came out and he just had total command of the offense, right?
So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They had PFF had 11 receivers ranked in the top 48 players. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And then the top 100.
20%.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 near the top 90. All right.
That's what you're saying. You know, the receivers are deep. Offensive line is deep. I think the defensive side was deep.
Let's look at the defensive. Okay. The defensive linemen or defensive ends that are left that haven't been selected yet. Isaac wasn't selected, was he?
Nope.
Lisa Isaac out of Penn State.
Nope.
I know
And
Robinson
he was ranked above Robinson.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can see.
6'4", 254, so they're similar.
Yeah. Jonah Ellis wasn't selected.
Nope.
Roswell. Darius Robinson was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nealand. No. And then nobody else after that.
No. So, I mean, so that's 115 Brennan Jackson out of Washington State.
Yeah.
So how many edge rushers are in the top 100?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
14, right? Like, again, another deep class.
Yeah. Let's do like tackles, offensive tackles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
14, again, all right? That's a lot of depth.
Yeah.
And that was just tackles, right?
Just tackles.
That was just tackles.
They got 3 guards only in the top 100: Christian Hayes, Beebe, and McCormick.
Yep. And none of those got selected yesterday, right?
No. And then centers, they got 3 with Cedric Van Pran.
Yep.
100. So, and no centers got selected yet.
No, they haven't been selected. But you look at those. We talked about Van Pran
Yeah.
as a late round guy.
Like a late round guy that we would like.
Yeah. Played at Georgia. So,
Yeah, I don't think, according to PFF, no sacks. That's what I was thinking. Only
3 years. He gave up 1 sack in 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, look at how many snaps
Not
he
even
did
hit.
play.
1 sack and 1 hit.
1 hit
in 3 years.
And
Combined pass block snaps is roughly, 1,400?
Yeah, roughly 1,400.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 1,400 pass block snaps. He's got another, 8, 9, 1,100, 1,200 roughly run snaps. The guy's played a lot of football,
Yes, he has.
right? In 3 seasons.
And he's got
At a high level.
I was going to say that in the SEC,
Yep.
right?
Because-
and look at his grades that they got with him, right? Like,
So when you talk about where they have him ranked, and to be able to get a guy like that, he's a 12-year pro, 15 years. Like this guy.
yeah, absolutely. And that shows you how talented it is, though. A guy like that.
Yeah.
And number 100.
Exactly.
There's just so
And
many.
I'm wondering, like, is he 100 because he played so many snaps already, right? Compared to some of the other, like his upside might not be as big, and does that hurt their ranking?
I think so. Yeah, I think there's a lot of,
Warren Moon. Yes.
I didn't recognize him at all.
Did not recognize him. He looks good though.
Yeah.
I bet he could still throw it 60 yards once. Because Moon's older than I am. Absolutely. Oh, it's Detroit. We definitely having a good time. They go on offensive line.
Sweat going
And with
defensive
defensive,
tackle. Look, no doubt the guy is.
This guy is
he is
6'4" and a half at 366.
366.
He's a beast. You want to talk about putting someone in and plugging a hole? Look at he's taking on 2, and these are Washington.
Washington, yeah. Look at him, just push that guy. Just
Yeah, 1 arm, and he's got the other one free, waiting to bat it down.
yeah. Jeez, he's
Just pull-
pancaked the offensive lineman.
Right. The thing we talked about with Sweat was because of his size. Is he gonna be conditioned
Right.
well enough? Like, what's his work ethic look like? It's great to be a big guy.
You remember what was that guy? That like defensive tackle at Tennessee drafted. They signed him to a huge contract. Oh no, he did it in Washington.
Albert Hainsworth.
Ainsworth. Yeah.
No, I knew you were going there.
Of course you did.
I was ready. I was totally ready.
Of course you did. But similar situation, in a way,
Absolutely.
though, right?
Yes. Yeah. Uh-oh, there was a trade. Hold on. Rams are trade.
Yeah. Man, what do you think Rams are trading up for here?
Well, do they
It
need?
can't be wide receiver. It can't be tight end.
No, what? Defensive back?
Who did they draft? Who did they draft in the first round?
Rams had a first-round pick. That's right, they did. It's the first time since they drafted Jared Goff.
Jared Goff. Yeah.
Who
I
did
don't
they
know who
draft?
they drafted.
Hold on. I gotta look it up. Here we go. Browns, round 1. Let's get down. Rams, Jared Verse. They went edge rusher in round
gotcha.
1.
That makes sense.
So,
It's right there now.
yeah, but they're trying to get. I mean, they lost Aaron Donald. I mean, the dude is, as far as a defensive tackle, he's the guy that everybody wants to be,
Oh, for sure.
right?
For sure.
So, how do you replace that, right? So they got Jared Verse. Jared Verse is,
Fisk.
yeah,
I mean, Fisk is right now, according to PFF, is the highest.
right.
On the
Would
board.
you trade up for the guy? Is the deal, right? Because that's what they just did. So let's just find out.
Isaac Bruce. I always liked Isaac Bruce.
Greatest show on turf. Panthers are starting to gather some
They're
picks.
gathering picks.
Uh-oh.
Oh. That was funny.
They did. It's weird that.
So they are going defensive line. It's 2 defensive line
Yeah.
picks.
Well, I think it needs both of those
They're both in
guys.
FSU, weren't they? They're both in Florida State.
They were.
Yeah.
Look how fast he is. I mean, he stood the offensive lineman up and just stood
And
his
just waited,
ground.
yeah.
Very physical. The effort is outstanding. He never stops working towards the quarterback. When I was watching this is one of my favorite plays.
Wasn't he the guy that had
Look
like
where he's at,
a
dude.
huge, yeah?
Literally sprinting onto the field as they snap the ball. And I'm sitting here going, okay, what's he gonna do? Oh, he just destroy somebody. Make your entrance go.
All right.
I mean, I think both of these guys, the guys that they've taken from Florida State,
Yeah.
are filling an Aaron Donald spot. It's going to take 2 of them to be one.
Another trade.
Now we're talking about it because this is what I thought we'd see a lot of in the first round, right?
This is great.
So what do the
Eagles.
Eagles do? All right. It sounds like we're going to go to commercial before we get this pick.
Yeah. Of course we are.
Commercials killed us yesterday. We were watching the ESPN broadcast.
I watch NFL,
Were you watching the NFL
Yeah.
broadcast?
but still,
It was still the
it
same.
was the same, man.
It was crazy.
I'm like, we haven't seen what the trades have been like. Like what they've been giving up last couple times. But
No, because we've had back-to-backs. Oh, the Admiral. I miss David Robinson. Wembanyama is. I was not sure,
I wasn't sure either.
right?
Yeah.
Now I wasn't. Not to say he's not a talented kid, right? But I was looking at his frame, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, these guys are gonna kind of push him around, and that is not what happened at all.
No.
He had a pretty good rookie year. So, all right. Well, this is that commercial. I'm gonna grab a Coke.
All right.
Oh,
And they're covered with your phone bundle with Progressive, so you get round the clock protection.
Behold the DQ freezer.
Yeah, we'll have our own commercial.
Freezer.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, gotta do like a live rating for Coca-Cola.
It's interesting because, you know, being brothers, he's a Pepsi guy.
Yeah,
I'm the Coke guy.
yeah. You used to be Coke guy,
Yeah,
but
you did because you were like the Coke Zero or the Diet Coke. It was Diet Coke.
no, it was Coke Zero.
Was it Coke Zero?
But now, I just think Pepsi's better.
Yeah. The Diet Pepsi wasn't bad, right? Like regular Pepsi, to me, it's super sweet. And that's interesting for me to say when you think about how sweet the tea is that I drink.
Or Coke.
Or, no, it just tastes differently. Like, I feel like I'm drinking pure sugar when I drink the Pepsi.
Miller Lite is both, right? Isn't that kind of its thing? There's a door. I'm giving this a lot of thought, guys. So just bear with me. Let it be both.
Apparently, we're getting a sneak peek on the
You got a
draft.
sneak peek on who it was. Oh, another one. Look who just went. I kind of feel like we're cheating now.
I know. Well, this is the problem with trying to watch it on TV and like watching these picks come in. Like, so how can they post them if they haven't announced them, right? That's the thing. Oh, geez. So 2 back-to-back trades? Oh, geez. I forgot about that. And then think about who they just took.
Yeah. All right. So I have 40 and the 50. And they
Washington made out 50, 53, and a fifth rounder.
that is awesome for Washington.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That's going to give them, 3 picks in round 2?
Wow.
Brandon Graham! My guy. Played in Detroit.
Yeah.
All right, Brandon. Yes. I love the smack. Love it.
Commanders have traded the 40th pick to the Philadelphia Eagles, and with the 40th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select
Cooper DeJean. So they went 2 cornerbacks.
Corners.
I like him. Like he's a super athlete, right? And I watched him play. Like they ran. The game I saw was before he got hurt, and he ran back a punt, and for a touchdown, they called back.
I remember that. Yeah.
Because they said he called a fair catch. Yeah, this guy's gonna.
You see this inside experience, excellent instincts to undercut routes and make plays on the football. The angles as a tackler is outstanding. Takes outstanding angles, gets guys on the ground.
That's why I thought he would have been a great pick. I thought if the Lions had taken him in the first round.
Changing the return rules benefits someone like Cooper DeJean. He'll get on the field not only and play downs 1 through 3.
But man, did they just improve their backfield?
Yeah, they did.
Look down. Nice.
This is a young man that wants to stay out on the corner. Malcolm Jenkins wanted to stay out on the corner. He came out of Ohio State. But as it turned out, his value, his best play, started to go inside, which a lot of people see with Cooper DeJean. You see the vision there to see the ball go to him because he was able to clue into the quarterback.
And he's got good speed.
Returns it. Malcolm Jenkins had the same type of ability. Sees the play in front of him, goes for it, takes it, and goes the other way.
Yeah. Honestly, I would have rather play safety than corner. Because now you're looking at the whole field. You're playing center field, right?
Look at the corners coming off.
Corners are coming off the board. So PFF has already got the next 2 picks. So the Saints pick is in. The Texans pick is in.
Taysom Hill.
Someone said he needed to bust through the wall of the Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So there's been some. I think he's gotten some bad press a little bit about his work ethic, which is why I think he's fallen a little bit the way he did. But
he's still an Alabama corner.
He's still an out. Like he has talent, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Look at that. Playing next to Marshawn Lattimore and Tyron. Got Matt. Come on. These guys. That defense got good. All right, maybe we're catching up now.
Those quality wide receivers, and he was able to go through the whole season with no pass interference. And don't forget this about him too. When you talk about
yeah, it had to be at some point. The DBs had to start coming off the board. Right?
Yeah, they're too talented.
Yeah. And I can see why they drafted up or traded up. I should say traded up to go get the guy.
It's the first pick of the draft for the Houston Texans.
So where do they go? Texans had a rookie quarterback, had a good season with a rookie quarterback.
I'll tell you where they go.
That's right. It's already posted.
Yeah.
All right.
The Houston Texans, Kamari Lassiter, defensive back,
Oh,
Georgia.
I was impressed with Lassiter too.
yeah. Well, again, you're talking about where they're playing, right?
When you watch him on tape, you see he's very tough and very instinctive. Here he is in freshman and stay right up there, turn, locate the football, hook the ball away. Very patient, very fluid. Here he is against Xavier Legette.
And notice how he's dead looking at the eyes of the receiver.
Because of the instincts and again the toughness. It's been a theme on the front corners we've seen go lately. This is another one again, very physical.
Yeah.
Well, 3 wide receivers today, defensive backs taken.
Another one.
Yeah. All right. Raiders are actually on the clock. Pick is in for Carolina.
Arizona.
Whatever.
Well, they're two totally different animals.
I don't care.
I mean, if it was the same animal, I'd give it to you. But I mean, two
Whatever.
totally different animals.
I don't care.
A cat and a bird. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Whatever. We're going to ruin it for everybody.
I'll just say cornerbacks are coming off the board.
Cornerbacks are coming off the board.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. Exactly. You know, I know. It's like I know.
My brother likes those chocolate chip cookies from Sam's.
Oh, come on now. That's like saying I like the Cowboys.
He does. When they're losing to us.
I'll give you guys a chance to try one before they're gone.
I heard they're good.
Oh, they are.
They're really good.
They're real good and this is
They've got some kind of like the seasoning they put on the Italian cheese bread on there with the pizza. Oh,
I can take a bite off. You try and buy I'll try it. Yeah, that's what they said.
can't believe Rich Eisen. It's been 20 years he's been doing this.
Well, I can't chew it though. Oh my God.
I know.
That's good. That's good. I mean, I don't know if it, I didn't tell.
You want one?
No, I couldn't tell that because along to me it's like seasoning, so I didn't really taste meat. I tasted the cheese. They really are good.
I know. Look, if you guys haven't already, we're trying these crazy puffs. Look, we are not sponsored by Little Caesars, okay? I wish we were. Give us a call, Little Caesars. But we're just talking about these little crazy puffs. We tried it, I think it was last weekend, or maybe 2 weekends ago, was the first time we tried these crazy puffs. They were amazing, all right?
Amazing.
So,
And they taste better with Coca-Cola.
no, Pepsi, all right? So look, we bought them again because I only bought 4 last time, and me and my oldest daughter tried some, and we loved them. And I'm telling everybody else about them, right? And so I bought 4 more, well, 8 more, I guess, technically, trying to make sure everybody has a chance to try one. They're really good. Well done, Little Caesars. Well done. It's really good. They're expensive compared to like what you get of those compared to like a full pizza, but they're good.
But they're good. Oh man.
I bet you know this pick is. Oh, he's gone. Oh, look who it is. Look who it is.
Wow.
He's
He can still play.
he's still a big man.
Yeah. These are really good too. Nice and salty.
Oh, let me show you something.
Max Melton, cornerback from Rutgers, going out to Arizona. That's a big bag of popcorn.
Look, Costco, best store ever. Awesome popcorn.
Well, Raiders pick is in now. We already know who that is. It is not a cornerback.
Nope. It is a good player, though.
It is. The Green Bay pick is technically in because that's next. I think the Indiana pick is actually in. It's weird to see a Raiders pick that's not flashy.
Mm-hmm. Think about the coach now, though, right?
Mhm.
Look it.
It was pretty good. That's a good pick.
He announced him as guard, though.
Yeah, because I think he's going to play either one. He could play right, left, or center.
Oh, for sure. The guy's he's good.
Yeah. I don't think Minshew's out of the water yet, but
No, he's not.
David Carr has predicted Spencer Rattler
Oh, yeah?
to the Raiders.
They got a good developmental quarterback, though. I mean, they do.
Yeah, that's, he was talking about how arm talent, he makes throws, can move.
He can certainly do that. He was only the 5th player to make like this guy can play. And the head coach, their starter, right? When they're sort of the head coach at Oregon, Dan Lanning.
Carolina make a trade. I know it hasn't said there, but I thought it said Indiana has a pick after Green Bay.
I think you're right.
Yeah, see it right there.
Okay. Yeah, he's already here, too. Hasn't caught up yet.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Yeah, switch. So they're using some of the picks they just got to go move back up.
There are so much movement going on right now in day 2.
Yeah. Carolina's trying to get better. And they're sliding around the draft trying to get the guy,
They got to protect their quarterback.
they do.
They always put air in it, and I said, well, that's
I remember Bulaga.
I said, well, you said he had 27 miles on him, because Steve always wanted to do it. So I knew what to say. And I'm still got 20,000, and I could talk.
All right. I think the Packers fans are going to be a little happier about this pick than they were yesterday's pick.
Huh.
There's a couple of memes. It's not a meme because it was the video, the reactions of some of the people
Yeah.
at the thing. When they're thinking about it, like, who is that guy? They're going to fill a hole. That was against Alabama. Milton is not an easy guy to take down.
Oh, what a hit. I prefer him wrap him up, but that was still a good hit.
Oh, yeah. Took a bad angle. Wasn't a great clip to show, but
You think Carolina's going to go offensive line?
well, Bryce Young needs some help.
Yeah, he does.
Wow.
I don't recognize them either. Detroit's finally on the end there.
Yeah. They've made the ticker. Haven't made any moves, though.
I don't think they will. Not until
It gets close. Ooh. Okay.
Let me see this.
And we are the cardiac cat.
First running back off the board.
Yep. Well, played the year after Bijan left. 6 foot 216. Wow. And look how he doesn't look like as big as his weight.
No.
He is muscular. This guy's got a nice catch.
Twice. That was good vision.
Yeah. Way to getting out where your blocker could help you out. Cut back.
That was a move, but
Yeah. In today's offense, being
Right.
able to do that,
yeah.
Clean ACL tear during the season. Dr. James from the Dallas Cowboys did the surgery, which is why so many people thought he was going to Dallas. My understanding is recovery is on track and will be ready by July 1st, so before training camp. So the Giants pick is in, and we're going to take it.
So here's what I'm liking right now about how the second round is unfolding. There's a lot of defensive ends still on the board.
Yep. We are one. The pick is in for New York. Jack, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're still 14 picks away.
Mm-hmm.
Washington's got
round.
2 picks. Yeah. Washington could be tough this year.
You're just.
I'm hoping.
I know.
I am. Look, after all the years with Dan Snyder as the owner, I am hoping. Yeah, that to me, I think would have made more sense.
Yeah. They keep picking them.
I know, because they're trying to get help for those quarterbacks.
You got this one right.
Yeah.
Another one right here. Mitchell. Mitchell. They got that one right. Jeez. How many times did he get picked?
That's what I'm saying. Like, are we missing something? You know, when it comes to that guy.
Here's some advice for new players. Draft the last, don't stress enough in the head. Don't pass. Also, don't slack on your game day fits. Got anything in khaki? Finally, don't miss
Oh man.
Get something that lasts. But also stands out. This is nice.
Giants pick. The Jaguars pick is already in. The Bengals are actually on the clock. So we are 2 picks behind on the televised version.
Oh.
Make that 3 picks.
All right. It's going to happen.
Oh, I know. This is where I expecting some of them to come off the board.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Because we're mid second to the end of the third.
So they got their needs as quarterback, tight end, tackle, guard, center. So many needs.
Yeah, so many needs. So they picked up a quarterback. Who did they also draft already in this second round? Or did they trade back?
Traded. By team.
Tiki Barber.
Yeah, okay. Oh yeah.
Just look at the 3 picks they're gonna have in the second round. Yeah, 3 picks in the second round.
Barber. Come on, guys. Catch up now.
Yep.
TV's got to catch up.
His best safety in the draft class, the first one to go. So we're seeing running backs, linebackers, safeties. Today, number 2. Mention him as the best safety in the draft. He's got the production to back it up. 13 career interceptions. Charles, tremendous awareness, tremendous ball skills from Newman. And Xavier McKinney's
Yeah.
coming to Green Bay. That's a little screaming need for them. And Joel, you see Minnesota. What is it? What are they doing in the building?
All right. So Washington's pick is probably already in.
Yeah. Oh. The Giants got Brian Burns.
Deontay Banks from last year.
Yeah. And still Thibodeau 2 years before. Ah, man.
So the Jacksonville Jaguars first pick of the night about to come to the stage.
You know what that is. I'm glad they're starting to get him off the board now. Like, let's catch up.
Pick up the pace.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like, I get that you're gonna when these picks start coming in, and you want to give each player their due, right? To talk about them, but
James Stewart.
you say his sister passed away last night.
I didn't hear when, but it's just like all these guys are thinking the trade. It's just classy.
It is.
See, I was a fan of Mason Smith. Like, he was always high, kind of just because he's such a big dude. Like,
Yeah. Can you imagine at 6'5" sitting in the middle of your line? Just you get your hands up.
you know,
Those over the middle in front of the linebacker crossings. That's gonna be tough.
like that's a good pick for him, though.
Yeah. I absolutely agree.
And with that depth, he also gets some versatility. He played 3 technique just outside of the guard on the offensive line, but he can line up everywhere. He only played 22 games because of that injury, so he does need some development. There's a lot of talk in Jacksonville about taking Trayvon Walker and kicking him inside more. And I think that they really want to leave him out on the edge. Mason Smith will listen to that thought process about moving a pass rusher like that inside. Could walk the edge and depends on that one really well.
Tony, I just hope when he was applauding, he didn't hurt himself.
You've been concerned.
Look at the sea of blue. It's a wonderful thing.
I know. It's
Not just any blue.
the Honolulu blue.
Honolulu blue. Goes the Bengals. Okay, so
Hey, they're
far
caught up now.
I think we're caught up.
They're caught up. So who's this? I thought it was like current and former players. She's definitely not one.
Are they down there?
Yeah, they're there.
Well, hello to our brother-in-law and our nephew
100,000 people.
who are down at the draft currently tonight. Let's go. First Michigan player off the board tonight. That's one of 6 that I'm calling. Thanks, Rich. Thanks for backing me up.
If you're a defensive tackle, the nickname you want is the mutant. That's the nickname that you can covet, and that's the nickname you earn. Someone that is ultra powerful.
But look where he's played, though. When you see him line up, he plays out almost way outside the guard. So he's more almost over the tackle. Nice.
Chris said he has a burning desire to leave a legacy of his own, even though he has those bloodlines. And you talked about maybe not the greatest production. Well, also part of that was their rotation.
They had a- yeah.
They had 5-6 defensive tackles that they were rotating, and a couple of them were going to be
Michigan's team, like their front four, they kept them fresh.
Oh, look, back to back.
Oh!
To your team.
To my team, going to the Commanders.
Detroit was the one-man run control for the defensive line of Anarumo. He'd like to have him there next to BJ Hill. You know what you want.
Troy Benson.
Wow, 50.
Sandersville. Back to back, Michigan, baby. Let's go. Well, you got to know that if you don't know, Rich is a Michigan alum.
Mm-hmm.
So he wants a little love. He's going to give a little love to his Michigan fan. His Michigan. That's it. And for a guy who played receiver when he came to Michigan, right? Like, and I think that honestly, it's really helped him as a quarterback, being able to help read routes. So
The guy's just always on the ball.
he was.
He was the best defender on the best defense in college football, and he did so with only 2 years on this side of the ball.
That's right.
I would echo all of those things.
So has a lot to learn, obviously, about playing cornerback.
Well, going with J.J. McCarthy.
Instincts on the field. This guy is going to turn into one of
Oh no, that's
Oh,
just who's got
yeah, that's
drafted
what I
so
was
far.
saying. Yeah, because Minnesota.
No,
that's
no,
right.
no. Yeah.
because of his instincts and his ability to make
That's 3.
When we come back, we find out which Michigan Wolverine of Pittsburgh's hitting in the draft.
That's right. You tell him, Rich. I love Rich. Jackson.
Everybody get a Wolverine.
Everybody should get a Wolverine. That's a lot of chocolate on that face in the hand. So at least PFF has caught up to the telecast. Like we're
Yes. For now.
for now. But I just want to know how they're getting it and if it's not being announced. You know what I mean?
Switch to the partner businesses rely on.
Oh no, you got to go to.
This one here. Oh, there we go.
Oh, all right.
No, that makes sense for Pittsburgh.
It does make sense for Pittsburgh. Get a little help for protecting their quarterback, Russ Wilson.
It's kind of crazy, just like all the trench players being selected.
I know. Nope. Well, where games won and lost,
Yeah, no, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
When you talk about it being a game of inches, I think it was Jim Harbaugh. He was doing an interview, and he was talking about position groups that have to rely on other position groups to be good, right? And he says, what position group do you ever see that doesn't rely on the offensive line
Mhm.
to be good, right? He says, and he's even talking about the defensive
Defense,
line,
right.
right? So,
Need time to rest.
right, if the offensive line is doing their job, protecting the quarterback, moving the ball down the field, that means defense is resting.
Yeah.
Then that means the running back is getting running. Because the receivers will get a chance to get downfield, so the quarterback can make that throw. Right, like everything relies on that. There's no other position group like without an offensive line, and you're seeing that specifically this year in this draft.
Well, I don't really talked about it, but I mean that's goes to show why Lions paid so much money now.
Yeah.
Right, to Penei Sewell.
Yep.
The highest paid offensive lineman in the league.
Yep.
Well, they probably.
And it was nice for Amon-Ra St. Brown to be the highest paid receiver, or tied for the highest paid receiver for like 24 hours before the Eagles extended Brown, who deserves the money too. The guy has been phenomenal since he got out there.
All the trades.
Yeah.
That's just nuts.
It's like these are ones that probably already happened. That is a lot. Steelers pick is in. We've got Colts are on the clock.
Fire move.
So you got a little hobble.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I like the suit though. West Virginia. It would have been. It absolutely would have been. Had they gone another Michigan player and it been Zach Zentner, yeah.
Under control, but then always looking to guys once he gets there. He can generate some movement, the run game.
They were up there pretty good.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. The brother-in-law and the nephew. Not bad. Not bad. Matt sends us a message, says, "You're unauthorized sideline reporters." Hey, we got people who went down there. So, let us know how things are going.
Needing a center desperately. They got one of the top right spots in Zach Frazier. And Pittsburgh has a center tradition, as we all know. The Ranger Ray Mansfield, Mike Webster, Dermontti Dawson, Marquise Pouncey, and now Zach Frazier gets a shot. Not just
like those are some excellent names that they just announced, the centers that played for Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Look who finally came off the board.
Wow.
Look where he's going.
Yeah. And for a guy who's got a cannon.
Uh-huh.
Justin Fields for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What they've done in this draft is try and protect whoever's back there playing quarterback. And I do believe these guys that they've drafted outstanding run blockers. These two backs they have are going to love these two additions. Intelligence off the charts. National Football Foundation finalists for the Campbell Trophy, which is the academic Heisman, won this year by Oregon's Bo Nix, the new quarterback at Denver. Fun stuff, Peter Schrager. I had a GM tell me before this draft, the single toughest player in his entire draft class is Zach Frazier. No doubt we know about the broken leg. He also had against Arthur Smith's team in Tennessee. Derrick Henry running the ball and those big boys up front. He seems to have a bit of that character. Love these two picks, and of course the Steelers do too. Yes, they had
Colts signed Flacco for a year. They signed extended Pittman. Still have Jonathan Taylor, so he's still when healthy. I mean, he's a beast.
Wisconsin, right? Was it Wisconsin?
I think so.
Big tin guy?
First of all, just want to say thank you to the Earthside family, to the Colts organization. I'm a 7th-round pick, man. I ain't supposed to be saying it on this stage right now.
That's right. You soaked that in. So
So just give a special shout out, recipes to Corey Cunningham, recipes to Vontae Davis. We gotta love and support our players. Much longer after they walk across this stage and their playing days are done. You know, I just want to give a round of applause to all the players. With that being said, with the 52nd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Adonai Mitchell, wide receiver.
There we go.
that's right. And he's going to get the catch passes from Anthony Richardson,
Richardson.
who's got a cannon.
6'2" and a quarter, 4.34 40 speed.
Yeah. I mean, it's just production's not numbers aren't like when you look at it, but I think giving him an opportunity.
That was a good move against Michigan.
Yeah, it was against Michigan. That was the playoff game, yeah.
Oh, he just completely
Yeah.
fooled that guy. That's a good route.
Yeah, that's gonna be look at that. Exactly. Mitchell and Josh Downs. I mean, these guys. I mean, your 3 receivers, your running back, and your QB. That side looks pretty good.
My understanding is it was kind of a rough process for A.D. Mitchell. Interviews were not great, a little disinterested, was not always responsive. Business didn't go as well as people wanted.
See, I remember I was just saying, like, there's got to be something we didn't hear.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big boy too.
Huh. All right. All right.
This is the guy I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
He was 6'7".
Every single meal of their life. It's amazing to me how many people recommend about their dogs.
6'4". This TCU guy is the guy I was talking about.
Our biggest challenge, uncertainty. In these surcharges, who knows what to expect?
So that Washington pick is in. Cleveland is technically on the clock, and we are at commercial.
I mean, I'm wondering like
yeah.
what they saw in him over like because all these guys are on the board still except for Bowers.
Except for Brock Bowers, right? So, I mean, think about that guy right there.
Yeah, from Iowa.
Being from Iowa, right?
Yeah.
And played at Michigan, right? Transferred from Michigan to Iowa. So, definitely an interesting pick. But again, teams take who they want, right?
Yeah. I guess this is why Jack with all trades.
Yeah.
Six.
I know.
6'6".
Yeah. Like,
Hey, Andy Barner.
yeah. Barner was a guy I thought if we lost, who's the tight end that got tenured by
Oh yeah.
San Francisco? Like if we had lost, Barner was a guy I thought we could have gotten in the late rounds to replace him.
But Barner's not really a pass catcher, though, is he?
No, that's what I'm saying. Neither's Camp. Was it Campbell? That's not his name.
No.
Who's the, what the heck's the guy from the Lions tight end? He's the other tight end. But neither was he. But Barner caught balls too, but he's also more of an inline blocker.
Mhm.
So, and that was what I like. If you lose a guy, you want to pick up a guy, right? And that's where, like with the Lions, we already have that pass catching guy. I don't know.
Does sound like it.
Well, Detroit's pick's getting closer.
Yeah. And that Washington pick, got the new offensive coordinator.
I've seen her pictures over there.
It's got to be something that he liked in them, right?
She did find
Yeah, had to be.
Yeah, that's what she did. Do it very long at all. Put it back up good.
We knew defense was going to go heavy tonight, right?
They were. I mean, because it was too talented, not like, to me, they shouldn't have fallen out of the first round, but they did, right? Because of where teams valued for the first round pick. But yeah, I mean, 4 straight DBs go, right? And the Eagles went back to back defensive back,
Yep.
first round and second round. And I think with Cooper DeJean, they just thought he's just the guy they could, because he can help them in the return
Pass
game,
him up.
right?
Mhm.
So he's returned punts, so he has the ability to do that as well. Yeah, still got the jersey on.
Huh.
That's my guy, man. God, I'm just watching him play. There you go. Finish it up.
Oh, caught up. Oh, well, there it is.
Oh, so they're kind of comparing him to Kyle Juszczyk, and that's
Well, Juszczyk is the
yeah. When we talk about the jack of all trades,
yeah. Yeah. Well, so far,
he's a hockey player.
uh,
Hey,
oh, that's a good hit. He's down.
He's not
He
getting
is
up.
down.
Night night. He did get him up a little high.
Wow.
Got Dotson. You got. That's not a bad. They picked up. I forgot they got Austin Eckler. They brought him in.
Yeah, I'm not. He's lost a lot.
Well, we're gonna see if we can revamp his career. We're gonna bring it back. So, all right.
Yeah, first Browns pick here coming up.
What do we have?
Yeah. But see, they've been focusing a lot on defense, and their defense was so good last year.
You know, it kept them in games.
Yeah. But man, that was
Okay, one. Okay, I feel like this, but I don't even see it.
Let's get down to business.
All right.
With the 54th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select
Michael Paul.
Ohio State defensive tackle.
That's a good pick by them.
Yeah.
I mean, Ohio State, staying in Cleveland, you know, like
And going to a defense that's already pretty good.
Someone's a polarizing player that all the
So
just need to grow up a little bit, become more mature. That's the question. In the exact same situation you have in the same school year with Michael Hall Jr. The ability's always been there. He is extremely explosive.
Yeah.
You see these flashes of him knocking guys off the field, and you're like, "How does this guy not have the insurance? How is he not just a dominant player consistently?" But it has been just
some players just need to learn how to be a pro.
yeah, and we're hoping the idea is that he goes to Cleveland where they've got a bunch of good veterans. They'll help him with that.
with their coaching staff to bring that out of Michael Hall Jr. because Devon Jones played well before he got hurt. So now you bring up Michael Hall Jr. Remember up front,
See, you don't even need parts on that, all you need is just pigeonholes and flowers.
So Miami is on the clock.
No concrete, no nothing.
Gonna see what we got.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more picks. We got
7
to
picks.
Detroit.
It's just, and then we can sign off after that because we'll come back later. So I think Miami goes defense again. And only because they were trying to outscore teams, right? So I think they go defense again. We're looking at best available for Daniel Jeremiah. I think Rakestraw might be a guy that they might get as a cornerback.
But see, he's more of a nickel, right? So
Okay.
he doesn't want to play outside.
It's just, if we talk about you, Mike, that's what we're doing right now. So it looks like Chris Greer's on the phone with their picking. They think to Chop Robinson, who was their first
But yeah, I just think defense is going to be their focus this draft. They might pick up somebody, who may have fallen, and no one's like, why haven't we gotten this guy?
Right.
Um,
No, I mean,
so
that makes sense.
So let's go with another. There is a Michigan connection to Miami. Ross, I think he's the owner
Yeah.
of the Dolphins. He is a Michigan alum. So maybe we get a Michigan guy here.
Aha. Richmond Webb.
Jeez. Still wouldn't want to get in front of that dude. That's definitely a custom suit.
Look, it looks good. I really like his tie.
No, absolutely right.
But that's a big boy.
That's a big boy.
I really like that tie, though.
No, they went offense.
Okay. Tackle. 6'7.5". 331. Wow.
So if he's 6'7", imagine his wingspan.
There were people that had him in this range in the 50s. There were other people that had him down more towards the 4th round. So again, this early portion of the draft, those top 40.
Now he plays at Houston, right?
Yeah.
Now you're going to see grades all over the map, but this is someone with a lot of tools you can work with. Really that size.
Good switch. Good hand use. Kept him inside. So the crappy Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. That was hilarious.
I love Brandon Graham.
That was
He
hilarious.
is fantastic. Dallas Cowboys are on the clock.
They selected that tackle, Tyler Guyton, in the first round
Yep.
after they traded back with the Detroit Lions.
Look, So last year they did take a that Kansas State Deuce.
Yeah, Vaughn.
Vaughn.
Yeah.
And I love me some Deuce Vaughn.
I know you love Deuce Vaughn, but he's
Right?
not an every down back.
I know he's not an every down back, but I love me some Deuce Vaughn. But it would be nice to see maybe Roman Wilson.
You
I
want,
still think
you
it's
want,
early for
you want a
Roman
Michigan player on a Dallas team?
It's
Is
not
that
the
what you're
first time.
saying? But no, it's not the first time. But you're saying that's what you want.
It's not what I want.
That's what you just said.
I want a Michigan guy to get drafted. Yes.
I can't believe you're talking about
I
Michigan
know.
guy going to Dallas.
I know.
Are you gonna buy that jersey too, Trader?
No.
Huh?
Oh, I would definitely never wear a Dallas Cowboys jersey.
I don't know.
Never.
I mean, you want to buy a Minnesota jersey?
I am.
Yeah.
I am going to buy a Minnesota jersey.
So why wouldn't you buy a Dallas jersey?
I'm never going to buy a Dallas jersey.
I don't know.
Never.
I don't know.
Going to buy a
I don't
Dallas
know.
jersey.
You're telling me that if JJ went to Dallas, you wouldn't buy it?
I wouldn't have bought it.
See, you can say that now because he didn't.
I'm not buying a Dallas Cowboys jersey. I am not buying a Dallas Cowboys jersey.
Traitor.
Yep. Call me what you want. I'm not happening.
Yeah, nothing yet.
Maybe they're taking some time. I'm wondering if they're
Talking about trading down?
talking about
I don't see
trading.
anybody on the phone. So.
Nobody's on the phone.
You gotta make it difficult. Just do Blake Corum.
It's not a bad pick.
No, I wouldn't say it's a bad pick. No. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be.
What else are there needs that people that you still see in your top available that might be suitable for the Cowboys? Well, we saw running those interior offensive linemen. We discussed that. They've already got the tackle. Defense.
What if they need a?
Another area that they could look. We've seen a bunch of those DTs go off the board.
What are they saying over here?
Still
Say need running back, wide receiver,
Receiver,
tackles,
tackles.
center.
linebacker. You could see is it too early for like a Jeremiah Trotter?
No, it's not too early. No,
Right?
I don't think they go there though. Well, if they do, it's not gonna be Trotter, I should say.
Okay.
I don't think Dallas has that type
There
of.
it is.
I didn't see it. Oh no, that's the first one.
Yeah. That hurts. Yeah, Brandon Graham did. Let's go. Let's see what the. I guess it's a Michigan player, just not from the University of Michigan.
No, I'm happy for the guy.
Yeah.
I just didn't want him to go there.
No. We wanted him to be on the board in 5 picks.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys with the Buccaneers behind them and the Packers, Texans, and Bills. Do I need to watch out?
So the third round picks, they get less minutes too, right? Like I think round 2
5.
is only 7,
Yeah,
and they get 5 for round 3 and everywhere all the way down, right?
Yeah.
It's 5 minutes after that. So those picks are going to start happening a lot faster, and I think they're going to be talking about them. We're going to just be getting picked names after a while.
Yep.
Because I know that's how it happens tomorrow when they're going through all those rounds.
All right. Congratulations, though.
Yeah.
I'd like to introduce a few people who are here on stage with me. In our Greatness household, our number one Cowboy fan, my son, Chase. I've had the honor and the privilege for serving for and working for 2 America's dreams. One,
For sure.
But
I'm like,
yeah, that's
well, thank you for your service to my nation.
The NFL, alongside the Bob Lieber Foundation and Move United, hosted the first ever USA Wheelchair Football League Veterans All-Star Game.
that's pretty cool.
Cool.
That's really cool.
That is very cool.
These All-Stars are part of the National USA Wheelchair Football League, funded by an NFL Salute to Service grant. Please join me in welcoming the co-captains of the game today, retired U.S. Army Corporal Jason Rainey. And retired U.S. Marine Sergeant Alex Quinn.
Marine.
Make the pick today for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to turn the mic over to Jason, who led his team today as the quarterback to win the league championship this last year. Jason, take it away, sir. Thank you. With the 56th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Marshawn Nealon, defensive end.
Okay, good job.
Yep, there's the
They go to Kalamazoo for their pick. Across the state here.
well, we are in Kalamazoo.
We are in Kalamazoo.
So we are super close to that.
This is a rugged, physical football player. If you saw Tuli Tuipulotu play for the Chargers last year, their second-round pick out of USC, you'll see a lot of similarities.
Yeah, this is the guy we thought that in many of our mocks that we did
Yeah,
had coming to Detroit. So we are,
I did not expect him to go before Braswell, though.
yeah. Well, an Alabama guy, it's tough, right? When you think about it. Well, look where he scored athletic. Okay.
You know, as much as I hate the Cowboys, that was a really cool introduction to the picks. And
It was.
everything, You know,
It was. Yeah. There we go. All right, let's take a sneak peek.
okay.
Because the Buccaneers pick is in. I gotta believe that there's at least another pick down after that. Nope, doesn't look like it. Green Bay is on the clock.
There it is.
Yep.
Okay.
Now we are taking phone calls.
Yeah.
I believe we are taking phone calls now.
Who do we got left? Let's find that out, right? Because
Who do we have left that we would take at the pick we have? How's that?
okay, well, let's start with Edge, though, right?
Yep, start with Edge.
Well, Isaac's still there.
Isaac is still there.
Ellis is still there,
Yep.
and yeah, I wouldn't go down here yet.
No.
I mean, I like Trice and I like Jackson. I like them both.
Those are third round guys that we, when I didn't get Marshawn Nealon in round 2,
Yeah,
these were the
It
guys
was
I was
Trice.
looking at in 3.
but see, I think Brennan Jackson would even go later on, though. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think Brennan Jackson more of a 4th round guy.
So
But-
this guy, like in Jackson, he's got the size that I like to see.
And then linebackers, right?
Yep.
So Peyton Wilson,
Yep.
he's still there.
He's a bit older too. He's 24,
Yeah.
but 6'4", 238.
It says his injury history and age is like the one he's to keep from being drafted day 1.
Yep.
Cooper's gone. Colson's still there. I'm a Colson fan.
Yep.
Trotter,
And
I'm a
we've
Trotter
gone
fan.
back and forth between Jeremiah Trotter and Colson.
Yeah. I stay away from Eichenberg. I'm just not. I'm not a fan of Eichenberg. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's too stiff. He's not fast enough. I don't want him.
He to me is like the middle linebacker that you just
See, but
Stays in the middle.
and this JD Bertrand's a good late round pick.
Yeah. Yeah. And got to be smart. He's coming out of Notre Dame, right? So, and again, he's almost 24
Yeah.
too. Like, and I get we shouldn't think too much about age. Because of the COVID thing, you're going to see the next couple of years, you're going to see some older players come out.
Well, if they play out their first contract of 4 years, right? I mean, they're still going to be under 30. It's not
They're
like
still
you're
be under
drafting
30.
some 28-year-old
I
person,
know.
right? Like, all right. So that was
Linebackers.
Let's look at interior defensive lineman. Who's available? I'm not very familiar with Brandon Dorless.
Nope.
Gone.
Gone. He's
Oh,
still
Micah
there.
Wingo's still there.
Mason Smith is gone.
Yeah.
No, I don't see anything there.
You got trade
Right?
offensive tackles. Let's see.
So is he still up?
Is Barton still up?
No, I think he got picked.
Did
He
he?
got picked last night.
Okay. Is Morgan,
Yep.
Arizona.
Yep.
All right, he did it though.
He did not come out of Yale. That's a smart guy.
Yeah. So Kingsley, Brandon,
6'3". Yeah.
all these guys here.
Yeah. Rosengarter was another guy in my 4th round that I was looking at from Washington.
Oh yeah, the guards. So I like Mason McCormick as a late rounder, but again,
Yep.
tough about the age. Wow, picks are coming off the board now.
Yeah.
Jeez. So right now, Bills are on the
Bills
clock,
are on the clock.
and Lions are next.
Yep.
Wow,
All
that was quick.
all I can say is I really hope we're trading.
I think,
Unless they know they got a guy that's their guy, right?
of course.
And obviously, I don't know who that is.
I'm just saying right now, though, looking at who's available, because now Nealon and Braswell are both gone.
Yep. And those were two the ends that I would have had wanting to play opposite of
Aiden
Hutchinson.
Hutchinson, absolutely.
So
I would really like at this point from the trade down, try to pick up a 3rd or 4th round to fill in that gap, right? Like
Yes.
I think that's the move right now for the Lions.
and the trade would have to be with this year picks,
Oh, absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Not next year picks.
Yeah.
Unless you're getting like this year picks and a next year pick, right?
Right.
Like, okay, but it's got to be something we're going to get this year.
Yeah, we got to get something.
So
I was really hoping that Braswell would still be there. If Braswell was there, I'd be okay not trading down. But
this would have been a thing, like, what would have been to have to trade up when they saw Marshawn Nealon go off the board?
that would have been it.
Would like make on the phone, okay, hey, this is the guy. We got to go get this guy, right? What do we have to give up to move up? And maybe it was too expensive. That could have been
Especially now, considering how they're limited on picks. They don't really have that much anymore.
Exactly. So we talked about it last night after, like maybe even trading a player in a pick,
Yeah.
right? Or a future pick.
That's a good pick for
Yeah.
I mean, Bullard. He's a good safety. I like Javon Bullard. He's a good safety.
He plays at Georgia. I'm sure he was on the national championship team.
No, I like him.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate that he's on Green Bay because
We got to play him twice a year.
yeah, but he's a good player.
So he's kind of like a Brian Branch.
A little bit. Yeah. So we got Texans picks already in. We're still waiting on Bills.
Yeah, Buffalo's on the clock, and then the Lions. So this. Oh no, that's the Green Bay draft room. Okay. Wow.
They're definitely trying to get their defense better.
Yes, they
I
are.
mean, well, their offense went really well, right? I mean,
It did. It took a little bit, but definitely in the second half of the season, the Green Bay Packers offense was clicking.
you know, it was.
Okay, Buffalo's still on the clock.
This is a good pick from Texans, right? Because again, you gotta protect your franchise.
You do.
So Blake Fisher going tackle from Notre Dame.
Yep. And this is Daniel Jeremiah's highest ranked tackle.
Yeah, well, still out there, he said.
Oh, still out there.
Yeah,
I thought the way he said it that, and he's still out there. That was his highest ranked tackle. But
no. All right. Let's see. Has a pick come in yet for Buffalo? Yes, it has. So that means Lions are officially on the clock, everybody. Lions are on the clock.
This could be the only pick for the night.
Trade out.
Trade it. Come on.
Trade it.
We aren't mad.
We need more picks at this point, right? We need something in the third, fourth round.
Please, somebody come up because you want somebody.
Of course it stops loading at the best part.
I don't know.
And get 6 months of Disney Bundle on them. Spring with 6 months of Disney Bundle on us. And watch the new Galaxy S24 Plus also on us. Only on
Hold on.
Verizon.
Hey.
The future is here. We've been creating it for more than 100 years. From the most advanced technology to the largest
Well, I mean, I heard it, but
always moving forward. We lead, others follow. And the whole of the GQ
Well,
I'm just
yeah,
you're now officially, or we said that we're officially on the clock.
yeah, we are.
This hurts. 'Cause I just feel like trading back is the best bet. But I know you got to have someone who's wants to trade up, right?
Right.
So I get that. I just
I'm just watching. I'm just hoping I see Detroit to slide back. You know,
Yep.
and then little ticker just slide back.
Yep. I mean,
Oh no, they drafted.
it was a guy that's been picked for them too in some mocks. But they were actually I seen him go as high as 29 for us in round 1. They didn't. I don't think they took much time. Like he was there and they took him.
But I am so confused by this pick.
Well,
on smartphones everywhere. We do have prediabetes.org.
Look, I just don't like that they have an addressed defensive end.
Who do you want them to take?
That's my point. I want them to trade down
I know. I did too.
because this pick does not make sense to me.
So now all I can think is they're going to try to figure out how to get back into the third or fourth round. So to try and fill that spot, fill that need. Because to me, I still think they need some offensive line, which
They
I know
do.
they can get.
Too.
That scene that we see right here in Cadillac Square, we were basically in the lower right part of the screen.
All right. I mean, look, it is what it is.
It is.
I don't know what else to say, right?
The pick is in.
I was not expecting at this point.
With the 16th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, Buffalo Bills select Cole Bishop, DB, Utah. They've lost some guys in the back end. Charles, you've been talking about that one. Your
6'2", 206.
Yep.
Yeah, at 6'2", 206, he can cover tight ends. I can see that. I thought that was great because they were showing Caleb Williams playing at USC. Oh, no.
That was a bad pass.
That was a bad pass.
Yeah, we know Detroit's picks in.
We already know what Detroit's pick is.
Yes, we do. Look, I understand it was a position of weakness last year, but
I know. And it was. Oh, Mayor Duggan. "10 years, 10 times." That's like, my guy. Barry Sanders was.
wow.
Amen.
He truly was.
Yeah.
I wish they would have used him slightly differently in terms of I think he's so good in space. Why didn't they just spin the ball more like on passing?
Right. Like the screen game kind of things, just in general.
Just in general.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's a screen. Doesn't matter if it's a
Short crosser.
whatever. Just get him
Yeah.
the ball, right? Get him the ball behind the line of scrimmage or something.
He's already showing it here, and he hasn't even said it yet.
No.
Missouri.
When you watch him on tape, didn't have any issues or concerns whatsoever with his speed. He is very feisty. He plays with a huge energy. And for someone who's only 183
Never bet.
plays like a 200-pound corner. He has not found contact that he would normally.
She had her foot up there. She's going over. Has she been in it? Like, has she done it herself?
Let's keep moving that over. Don't find her. Just move the chair over. Look, again, I'm not saying the player is not a good player.
No. For what? Her tablet?
You want me to unplug it?
Yeah, she needs to, she wants to hear about it, you guys. And the other one's never going to work with the broke.
Well, and he's like Rick Strong. I don't know. He's going to be a rotational guy, right?
For a second round pick, though, a rotational guy?
I know. Because, look, you're going to have Mosley come back. And I know we don't know what we're going to get in him because he's been coming off back-to-back ACLs, right? So I get that. I'd rather had him, right?
Haloti Nata.
And Lions guy, right? Did he play for us?
Yeah, I think for 1 year.
1 year?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's ready for bed. Got her pillow, got her blankie. She's out. Roger Rosengarten. Right now, I think Washington's had more players drafted than Michigan, and Michigan is the national champion. What do you think?
I don't think you're wrong.
Because they have both receivers, the quarterback.
Yeah, makes sense.
Now they had this guy. So yeah, Michigan's only had 3. This is 4 for Washington.
Trice is going to get drafted here shortly, too.
Yeah. 2 picks left in the second round, guys. And I would say these picks, Kansas City's picks probably already in. Yep, there. Oh, no, there was a trade. Oh, Kansas City traded.
Yeah, they
swapped.
They swapped. That's a weird trade.
That's a weird trade, right?
That's a weird trade.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, 5. I forgot about Odunze, right? No, because they have both their receivers. Anyway, they've had 5 players picked from that Washington team.
Yeah. So Kansas City gets to move up 1 spot against a 6. San Francisco for that effort improves that 6 to a 5th. So basically, Kansas City has made trades in this draft with 2 of their playoff opponents.
So who are we going to go with? Who do you think the Chiefs go with? Obviously, they just got a speedy receiver. They're going to go stay on the offensive side, or they go defense? Or they try and get a tight end to replace Kelsey in 3 years?
No. The reason why they lost that one Super Bowl versus the Rams, whatever they played, right?
Yeah.
Is, well, again, because their offensive line. So I could see that.
Yeah.
San City.
Whatever.
I guess he's been hitting that too often.
He's been hitting it a little bit. Yeah, you want a guy who's inconsistent. You traded up for a guy who's inconsistent pass protection. So, okay.
Well, San Francisco's on the clock. I'm just baffled by the Rakestraw. Again, fine player.
Watch this.
Yeah, jumps out of the pool.
Yeah, that is impressive,
It is.
right? That water's almost waist deep,
Yeah.
and he just broad jumped straight up out of it.
Like, again, I there's been times in which taking Rakestraw in the second round. Okay. But you already took a quarterback.
I know.
Now, I did say earlier that the Lions can pretty much go anywhere, take the best player available, except for a quarterback. I did say that, right?
You did.
So if that's who it is, I guess that's who
And
it is.
At the time, I guess he was the best player available. You know, Daniel Jeremiah had him ranked at like 32
Yeah,
overall.
yeah, overall.
So, you know, when you get him at 61, okay.
No, last pick's in second round.
Yeah. So we are starting the third round. These picks should start coming in a lot faster now here at 5 minutes a pick.
So they were saying right now, according to PFF.com, they have Rakestraw ranked as 46th best player and the 7th best corner. And of course, being ranked 46, get him a 61.
The draft grade that you just love so much.
Yeah.
They call it very good. It's not a letter grade. I could appreciate not having a letter grade. So best available player.
But I just feel like Peyton Wilson was, you know.
Yeah. And at linebacker, he's the number one in this position.
Yeah.
But there is, man, I mean, Christian Haynes, you got the guard.
Yeah.
Brandon Coleman at tackle. Like, I would have been okay if they went offensive line there. Just to provide some depth.
Because our offensive line gets hurt all the time.
All the time. You know, so.
Are we going to draft Kyrie Jackson next?
Well, you know. No, we're going to go get Eric All. We're going to have back-to-back Iowa tight ends.
I want Trice though. Right now, that's who I want. I want Trice because we gotta do something.
Click that. Let's take a look at this guy. All right. Fairly consistent player for 2 years.
But look at his snaps for last year. 925.
Yeah, that's a lot of playing time.
Yeah.
Now, he also played in a few extra games this year, which makes a difference.
Sure it does.
Right?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, true pass rush grade. He's got a 91.9.
Yeah. Well, see, here's what I like though,
His
too.
rush grade.
His run stop grade and his rush win rate.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then if you look at who he played against here, like.
Well, let's just take a look, right? So, Oregon's a good team. Well, I don't know. Oregon, Texas was obviously good. Michigan, right?
Mhm.
And that was all at the end of the year. So
Kingsley Sewell was he. 49ers last night got Ricky Pearson, wide receiver out of Florida.
yeah,
So,
he'd be a guy I'd like to have.
right here is Carolina's still on the clock for that first pick of the third round. Yeah, for sure. Well, number one need for them is look down the street there is corner. So when you look at corners, really the top guys in terms of the top 50 guys are all
Is
gone.
that
So
here?
now it becomes more flavor. What style do you like of corner?
Ah.
You're going to see these guys go in all different orders going forward. And I would also
Oh,
keep an
that's
eye
fine.
here when you
Big
look at their
NFL.
needs, Steve. You can also look at the offensive tackle position. They've got wiped out pretty good there. Let's say the corner position.
Yeah, down.
I think that's an outside corner. So I think they want to leave the outside more in it. Here's Spice Adams. Down the street from here, 200 East Lafayette Street. Detroit Martin Luther King Crusaders. So it's an honor and a pleasure to be here.
Nice. King High School. King and Cass, they produce some ball players.
Detroit, I love it. Yeah, Green, when you're watching him, the game that you're going to hang on to if you're a big fan.
So we should be in. I don't know if it says they're on the block. The Jets trade up, or is that part of a trade earlier? It's Carolina, I thought would have had that pick, right?
They did, yeah.
Someone who's 186 pounds, there are times he gets run over a little bit, trying to get in there and make plays against him. Will Shipley got him in that Clemson game, but there's a willingness there in terms of the toughness, and that's something you can build with there, Joel. Led the ACC in passes defended with 14, and you touched on that film against LSU. They handled LSU that night, opening the season. That was a huge matchup, a lot of hype surrounding the LSU team, and rightly so because
Yeah, 80 snaps he played against Michigan in that. No, that's not the championship game, is it? Those are by game, right?
Yeah.
As far as snaps that he played, so 13. So that wouldn't have been, because these would have been the 14, 15.
He doesn't know he's 186 pounds. He thinks he's 220 and wants to take on everyone. So he's got that toughness element to him. But I do believe San Francisco want him to be on an outside corner and try to find a spot there. So if you remember, the Jets moved down one spot with the Vikings last night to have J.J. McCarthy trade up. For the Vikings trade to get J.J. McCarthy, they got a 5th-round pick for their effort. They just flipped that pick to the Carolina Panthers to pop up from 72 to 65 and start the 3rd round with a trade tonight. So we'll find out what the Jets are up to.
Who did?
Western Kentucky?
Yeah.
Sergeant Mark Medlock, United States Army.
Huh.
LS1 Jonathan Martin, United States Navy. Sergeant Corey Adams, United States Marine Corps. 2nd Lieutenant William Picard, United States Space Force. And SK1 T. Amber Curley, United States Coast Guard.
The SK1 and the LS1, it's the same rate, same job. Supply people. That's right. Look at that Marine not moving.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about. Discipline. And I wasn't a Marine. I was a Navy guy.
Well, I don't know, bro.
I don't know. Come to attention. See, just like he did. Everyone's standing.
I know. I get it.
But we appreciate it.
Yeah.
They played this song every Friday at boot camp for graduation.
They get annoying.
After a while, I do know all the words now. Yeah, look at it starting to clear out a little bit after that Lions pick. All right, I would say Arizona's pick is in. I bet Washington is on the clock.
Some meritorious times at the University of Michigan before becoming around the area, of course, New York Jet. The Jet at 72nd overall, moving up to 65 overall.
So
Fashido was their choice, 11th overall last night. That offensive line to try and protect Aaron Rodgers.
you go back offensive line, or did they try and get him another weapon to sit on the other side? To sit with Garrett Wilson. Come on, get up there and say it. Jets. Oh, hello, Braylon. Go blue. There we go. See, I knew it was coming. I like Braylon Edwards, too. It'd be awesome if he could say Roman Wilson. Nope. There you go. But would have been awesome, though. From one Michigan player that got selected by the Jets to another Michigan player that got selected by the Jets, that would have been awesome.
I don't think he gets selected by the Jets.
He played for the Jets.
He played for the Jets, but he didn't get selected by Cleveland?
Oh, that's right. He didn't get selected by Cleveland.
Yeah. And you think you're a Michigan aficionado?
Well, you know, that was a long time ago. All right. Where's that? Is it this one? No.
What are you looking for? The next pick? Yeah.
Oh, this one. Oh, yeah. There we go. So, come on. Detroit surprised us. That's all I can say. Surprise us.
Yeah. I don't think so, bro. I don't think so.
Oh, Mike Williams went to the Jets. Breece Hall had a fantastic year, right? And as long as Aaron Rodgers doesn't pop the other Achilles this year, 3 snaps into the season, they're probably going to be okay.
Mm-hmm. They will be.
So the Arizona Cardinals, second pick of this third round, about to join the party once again. Here the Jets don't have another pick tonight. They do.
But Junior Colson was ranked at 43. We're at pick 66.
To come back in. But it's time for Leonard Davis to come back out and tell us who the latest order of the Cardinals is here in Detroit. As we're now 2 picks into
Well,
with the 66th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, Arizona Cardinals select Trey Benson, running back, Florida State. So the third round with pick 2 leads to only the third running back taken in this draft.
all I can say is when it comes to Blake Corum, his height's going to hurt him.
Oh,
And-
for sure.
And it's not his production. He's got great size. He's a great athlete, but that size, the height is I think is what's hurting his draft stock.
But with the opportunities he was given, You see the explosiveness. It shows up in his yards per carry. There's also the physicality there. There's elements of Breece Hall to some of the things you see in his game, including after the catch. That burst once he gets out in the open field for a bigger back, CD. I'm glad you teed it up that way because my comp for him, you got Breece Hall. There you go. So there you go. So I'm thinking along with you. So when you take a look at Trey Benson, the things that Daniel was talking about with him, being able to make those home run hitting type of plays.
It's like I don't want to go, but
I know.
you know, like
It's one of those things where it's just like I don't know how they're gonna get back up in the third round.
no.
I mean, I could see them maybe possibly trying to, in the fourth round, but I don't see them getting back up in the third.
I don't see him getting another pick today.
No.
So
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just like
a little bit of run on tackles now.
I think that's probably about going to be it for us, though.
I think so.
I mean, there's not much more to. That's it, man. Yeah.
I agree. I just
So, final word though, like second day of the draft. I know that's all we've been kind of talking about ever since Drake Straw was the pick. Not really the player; it's just kind of the position all over again.
yep.
The investment you traded, so you pretty much used a first round, second round, and third round pick on a cornerback because you traded your third rounder for the guy from Tampa. So,
And your other third rounder to move up in the first round.
yeah,
So to get Arnold, we lost our other third round pick.
right.
So we lost. You did a first round, a second round, and 2/3 to get three
Three
DBs.
DBs.
Now, if they produce like our guys had, like we saw, from our young guys last year, we'll look at it and say, okay, they knew what they were doing. And I figured I still say they know what they're doing.
Oh, they do.
It's not.
Because again, it's a good player. It's not.
Absolutely.
It's just.
I just think when they looked at their board, it was the best available, and maybe they couldn't get anybody to trade.
Maybe.
And it's at that point where you're like, look, I'm going to take it down to 30 seconds when the phone don't ring.
But
it seemed like it went quick.
That's what they said. They even said that it went quick.
Yeah.
So
So
that's who they wanted.
yeah.
I
I
mean,
think that's the guy they were probably going to take at 29 in the round one. And Arnold fell to them or was falling to them, and they're like, they traded up to go get him.
yeah.
So for them to be able to get a guy like Arnold and then go get a guy that they probably were going to take in the first round at DB, I think that's a win for the Lions. But I'm going to do the whole Junior Sailor salute. I don't know. I don't know. So bottom line is it's going to be what it's going to be, and we're about to find out. So hope you guys enjoyed the first whatever we had 3 hours that we've been here, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, almost 3.
So-
2:48. So, but no, it's cool though, man. Like, good players. That's all we can say. Good players.
Yeah. And it's still a deep draft, but unfortunately, the Lions, we're not going to see the Lions until this thing starts tomorrow at 7. You got to get through round 4 and almost all around 5. So it's going to be about this time tomorrow night ish. Maybe not quite this
Not
late.
this late. Less time for
It's
picks.
5 minutes. Yeah. So we're going to say it starts at 7. By 9, the Lions will make their first pick.
Yep.
And then they got a 6 and a 7, right?
2 7s.
2 7s. So 4 picks tomorrow for guys that may or may not make the team.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's double check that just to make sure I'm saying that right. I'm pretty sure it is. No, they got 2 6s. That's what it
2
is.
6s.
2 6s.
All right. So I don't know. You take your 2 6s and your 7 and try and come up to 4 tomorrow. That would be
It's
awesome.
not going to be enough.
No?
No.
Okay.
maybe like a 5 and a 6, go up to a 4.
Yeah. But I don't think we don't have the draft picks this year to go up to 3.
No.
But if we could get into 4 I'd like to not lose my 5.
Yeah, I don't know if that's possible. Unless you trade with next year's picks, but
So I don't know. Because in that 4, if we get to round 4, that'd be trying to get a defensive end.
only 25% of users like that pick for Rakestraw.
Yeah.
And it says in PFF, he excels in zone coverage.
This is what PFF users said that we should have taken.
Yeah.
Edge rusher from Penn State, right?
Yeah.
So
But, all right, but no, we appreciate you guys. We're gonna get out. So everybody just talk to you guys later, man. Next
that's
show.
it.
Thanks for listening to No Pads Sports Talk. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, help spread the word by leaving a rating and review wherever you listen to podcasts. Follow us on social media at No Pads Sports Talk.